What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Zap Guide Part 2. Did you expect us to be back? Because I sure didn't. I don't even play this game anymore, but I got tabbed to do some lines. In this video, we'll be going over some new Zap combos, the weird ones. The ones that you wouldn't even take home to show your mother. These combos are really inefficient to normal Zap combos and are very weird. So if you want to impress some nerds, go for it. The link to the first part is in the description.
X-X-Cross. In a regular X-X set, the zap is straight, with the weaker or first zap targeting mid-right. Recall that in a cross zap, however, the weaker or first zap is to the left of the second or stronger zap. There are two varieties for this combo, one that involves isolating the left 3 cogs and usually dropping or luring the far right cog, and one that involves 2 squirts and 2 zaps, where the 2 left cogs die to the first zap. In this set, we have a 15 EXE, 14, 14 EXE, and a 12. This is a very unideal set because there is a 15 EXE on the far left. If you remember in the regular X-X combo, the far left cog will take less damage than the mid-right cog because the damage gets added with the lowest damage jump of the first zap gag. However, if you cross, the far left will take the full 5.5 times multiplier of damage instead of just 5 times. The tunes will use 2 lightnings. Crazy being farther on the right will target far left, while Mars targets mid-right. The mid-left will take 200 from the first lightning, needing 40 damage and squirt. Logic will use a hose on this cog to bring him under 200. In this particular set, because of crossing, the 15 EXE will take 440 damage, and then the 14 EXE 400 damage. Because Zap always prioritizes going left, however, the second Zap targeting mid-right will only jump to the far left cog, even if the far right cog is soaked. So, we will piano the level 12 to eliminate it to make this Zap set work. Side note, it is important to note that isolate zapping 3 cogs can work on non-cross sets, as well as when the cog not being zapped is on the far left instead. In this second example, we have a 12, 14, 14 EXE, and a 13 EXE. This set is also not too ideal, but using X-X-Cross, it is still zappable. A common pattern with these unconventional zap combos is that they require the first zap to kill 2 cogs instead of just 1. Here, the left 2 cogs must die to the first zap. Why does the far left cog need to die to the first zap, you may be asking? That's because Zap prioritizes left, and if the far left cog doesn't die, the second zap, or the lightning in this situation, would jump left, but it would not jump to the far right cog from the far left cog, because they are 3 spaces apart from each other. The level 12 is already below 198 HP, so it will die to the direct Tesla hit, while the level 14 needs a storm cloud to go below 165. A lightning is required here because there is a 13 EXE far right, and the 14 EXE was hit with the 132 Tesla jump, making 360 minus 132 equal 228. A geyser brings the 13 EXE exactly to 200, the first jump damage of Prestige Lightning. The last jump of the second zap is wasted, but that usually is the case for these unorthodox combos.
Now we have left priority cross. For this combo, there's only one variety, but it's actually very useful, especially in COG golf courses. In this set, we have an 11 EXE, a 14 EXE, an 11, and an 11. If you wanted to zap this normally, you could do middle priority cross Teslas. However, let's say you only have 1 prestige squirt and 1 unprestige squirt. This is where this comes in handy. Here, the far left cog and the mid right cog need to die to the first zap. So we need to hose far left to bring the 11 EXE below 198, and we need to seltzer the mid right, level 11, to under 132 so that it dies to the final Tesla jump. Now, because the far left cog and the mid right cog die to the first zap, The only target that the second Tesla can jump to is the far right cog. The mid-left cog will then take 165 damage, then 198, equaling 363. Instead of the far right cog taking the 132 damage normally, it will take 165 damage instead, with the 132 jump being wasted.
There are two examples for dash X straight. Man, you would think if we really put this much time into the Zap video, they would have a cool name for it. Anyways, in this first example, we would have a level 7, 14 EXE, 10 EXE, and a 15 EXE. This set is similar to the X cross lightning set shown earlier, isolating the 3 right cogs. In fact, the combo is just mirrored. Here, because we want the second lightning to jump right instead of left, the far right cog will take 440 and the mid left 400. We leave this level 7 unsoaked and we drop it instead. Or throw it, I don't know, whatever you want to do, bro. In this second example, we have an 11, 15 EXE, 11, and 14. Just like the other meme combos with 2 squirts and zaps, the cog being directly targeted with the first zap has to die to that first zap gag. So here, both the mid-right and far-right cogs need to die to the first zap. The mid-right is already below 165, but we need to hose the level 14 to bring it below 198. The 15 EXE will take 132 damage from the first Tesla, and 198 from the second. 132 plus 198 is equal to 330. And 408 minus 330 is 78, so we need a storm cloud to damage and soak it. The far left cog will take 165 damage from the second Tesla, and the final Tesla jump is wasted, just like our lives making this stupid Zap video.
The dash X cross is pretty similar to the dash X straight combo with the drop on the right, but in this case we'll need to use the slightly more tricky dash X cross. Take this set for example. We have a 15, 15 EXE, 11, and a 13 EXE, which is a perfect dash X cross set. Here, the first zap will hit the mid left cog and kill both the far left and the mid right cogs. Then, the second zap will finish off the remaining 2 cogs. Because the 13 EXE will get hit only by the first zap jump, that jump being the first hit of the second lightning, we have to make sure we do enough squirt damage. In this case, we will need a cloud, as 240 plus 80 is more than 315. The other cog in question will be the far left. We need to make sure that it will die to the first 200 jump of the first lightning. So again, we will be needing a cloud. That's it for this combo, and remember, make sure you get the order of the zaps right.
Dash XX straight. Like the other combos, you can do right priority straight on 2 beefy cogs with a drop far left. This set is very similar to the previous one, so we will not be explaining too much here. The 215 EXEs will require 2 lightnings and a squirt flower, since they'll be taking 440 damage each. We will boulder the level 11 far left, since it is not being soaked or zapped. Here, you have a level 16, 9, 16 EXE, and a 13. The only way to zap this is to do right priority straight with lightnings and to use 2 squirts here. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this set is awful, but this is the only way to zap this without any tanking. So here, the far right cog and the mid left cog are required to die to the first zap, while the far left cog will take the damage of the first jump of the second zap gag.
In this example, we have a 7 EXE, 8, 15, and a 10 EXE. This is similar to the other zap sets where the right 3 cogs are zapped and the far left cog is dropped. But here, because there is a level 8 mid left, we need to cross the TVs.
In this second --XX cross example, we have an 8, 14, 13 EXE, and another 14. You could do -XX cross with a hose mid left and a cloud far right, killing the mid left cog with the first zap saves a geyser. But a funnier way to zap this is -XX cross. The first zap goes mid right and kills the left 2 cogs and damages the mid right cog, while the second zap finishes off the remaining 2. The reason we require a hose far right is because that cog is only being hit by the second zap. Let's take a look, shall we?
The double X. Here we have one of the more commonly used advanced combos, the double X. In this combo, both zap gags target the same cog, and all 4 cogs die. This combo lets you focus on one cog, while still dealing damage to the other 3. It also looks kinda funny. However, it only works on the middle left and the middle right cogs. Here we have a level 10, a level 14, a level 18, and another level 14. Normally, to kill level 18 cogs, you would need to use a lightning, and since it's a no-glow, we don't want to do that. However, double X lets us win with just 2 Teslas. Both of the Teslas will deal 198 to the middle right, killing it. So the 10 will take exactly 132 to the Tesla jump. And both of the level 14s will take 165 Teslas, so we'll need to use Storm Cloud to finish them. Let's see the combo in action.
If we are doing big X on the mid left cog with Teslas, the far left cog will take 165 damage and the mid right cog will take 132. The far right cog will still take 165 damage.